All right, looks like we're live. I'm gonna post to Instagram to see if to tell people that we're online. But yeah, today has been a good day. I finally got to do some more sourcing, getting all that set up. So that feels good. Just changing the resolution here so that the internet does better. But yeah, got a Rockies game later. Probably going to go on a walk after this. Should be a good day. I'm kind of weird. I end up working on Saturday and then I don't work on Tuesday or something like that. Sourcing indeed. I love sourcing. It's my absolute favorite. But yeah, today felt good because basically I cleaned up a bunch of the items that I've been sourcing, so it's more efficient now. Basically, I am gonna stop looking for the items that have high return rates, and then from there, I'm going to be sourcing the ones that are the most efficient. So basically, I'm planning on sourcing the stuff that's going to be the most efficient. Josiah, what's up? Good to see you. If you have 10, 15 minutes, I'd love to have you, but I'm not sure if you are busy right now or not. But yeah, finally did some sourcing for the first time in a couple weeks, semi-seriously. Yeah, I think this is the fourth time this week. Really trying to make a concerted effort to actually live stream a lot, because it's good to connect with people. Kind of fun doing something consistent too. Yeah, no worries. RA. So I did some RA on Friday, so yesterday. It went pretty good. There were some stores where there was absolutely nothing, and then there were other stores where there was $100 to $200 worth. I think I found it was $330 potential profit in about 4.5 hours of sourcing. So that's a good hourly rate, but for I think for RA it can sometimes be higher. I went to Office Depot and I found 𝗬𝗁𝗃 pods. I think I only found 3 little things there. It must have just been the wrong Office Depot. They didn't have a clearance section. They just had random clearance throughout the store. I found a ton at Target though. Target had some crazy sales in the electronics section. Like just a bunch of $50 items were marked down to like $7 to $10. And then I went to a thrift store and I found 2 really vintage in-box ice cream makers. One of them was pretty slow. It was like, I think it was like 400,000 in kitchen. And then another one was pretty fast, but between the two, it was like $130 profit. There's some weird stuff in the kitchen category that I don't know much about, but there's opportunity there. You went to Target yesterday? Yeah, I think Target has been having some good clearance. What did you end up finding? Was it good there as well? For me, it was a bunch of like iHome stuff and all that stuff. Got a stack of prepaid phones. Was it hitting clearance or was it clearance? Prepaid phones, I feel like they are usually decently expensive, so that's a good sign. Remember when we were looking at those phones from Walgreens a couple months ago? Just got the phones to 𝗦cie𝗳𝗶𝗹, 15 each, $45 profit. Wow. Now that's some ROI. So your thought is you want to sell them ASAP before other people get them in, I'm assuming. That's why you 𝗦cie𝗳𝗶𝗹'd them. You just want the fast turnaround. I think I also saw a thumbnail of 𝗦cie Hustles, and he was at Target, and they were saying that that was really good as well. I should have watched the whole video, but that might have been a smart thing to watch right before going out as well. Fast turnover and sending to FBA from Alaska is annoying. Have to get my own label through pirate ship. They make it harder for you. Yeah, the fast turnover is super nice. I was thinking potentially you wanted to send them in and get them sold before other items were sent into FBA, but that's a good point. Yeah, retail arbitrage it feels very consistent and it feels very low risk, which is fun. Like it's cool having, like in your case, you're 3xing your money. I think in my case over the day, it ended up being like 120% ROI. So just like really good ROI. Just like super low risk, super chill stuff. the Target stuff was more than 120% ROI. Also, Target, I was nervous that they were going to like try and stop me from purchasing stuff because I had close to a full cart of stuff in Target. And there was one item that had the little like on the box, they have to like unclip it and stuff. So I didn't want to bring that along with all my other stuff. So I literally checked out the other stuff and then came back and then purchased the other thing from the car. Same with the phones. Probably looked like a drug dealer. Yeah, like just needed a prepaid phone for every client that they have. Gonna go stand on the street corner. I bet the drug dealer scene in Anchorage goes pretty hard. Give them to your drug dealer employees. Drug dealing isn't lucrative enough, so you need to hire employees to help you with it. Self-checkout wouldn't let me purchase more than 2. Lady told you to do separate transactions. What a friend. What a champ. That was so nice of her. She could have been a real jerk about that and been like, why are you purchasing all these? How many did you end up having? But yeah. And Christiana is saying flashback to filling your car with Keurig. Yeah, Christiana and I did some RA last summer and we hit a Walmart and I literally couldn't have bought more Keurigs. They were $100 retail, and on Amazon they were selling for like $140, and then they were clearance down to $50. And they sold really quick. I think there were 13 in the store, but I could only fit 8 in my car. Like the car was completely full. Gotta love the prepaid phones though. They're probably good sales rank as well. And that's the best when it's like super quick too. Had to scan an activation code when buying. Some didn't scan right. Was able to get 6. Nice. That's some good profits right there. That's over $200 right there. Almost 300. So the activation code needed to be scanned in order for it to be a clearance price, I'm assuming. The thing when I do retail arbitrage, I'm always a little bit like I really have to be focused when checking out is understanding how much the item is supposed to be. Because sometimes you'll scan it and it'll ring up as the full price. instead of the clearance price. Sometimes it works the other way. That's nice. Because when I was at Ace, there was like an $80 item. The sale price was going to be around $80, and it was clearance down to $13. And when I went to scan it, it said $50. So I was glad I was paying attention there, because if I hadn't paid attention there, it would have been literally lost like $40 right there. But I just told them that there was a tag that said $13, and they fixed it. Activation code for the SIM card. Oh, I see. It's weird that it doesn't just work, but Josiah, I'm curious if you do Q4 preparation in the summer or in the fall. I feel like the main preparation is just having a big stockpile of items to be purchasing. That way you can make sure you're fully in stock when it comes to Q4. But I'm curious how you go about it. Some people, they literally purchase stuff as early as like January for the next year, which is nuts to me. I also heard that I was listening to an interview. This one person buys toys in the summer when they're clearanced, and then they wait until Q4. Probably because they get stolen a lot. Yeah. By the drug dealers. Drug dealers got to have a prepaid phone. Turo's probably hitting hard there. It's like 100% the summer season at this point. Bacon Bagel is saying, last year I bought some speculative Amazon to Amazon flips around October, November. Some did well, some didn't. I mostly did heavy RA to merch fulfilled for the hot bolos. Yeah, for the cash flow and like multiplying it. Yeah, because that's what you were talking about the other day. Like if you're wanting to be less risky with the capital, RA is a good option. I know Flips for Miles and Side Hustle Experiment, they were purchasing, I think, toys and like Legos when it looked like Amazon was going to be out of stock in December, because they looked at the keepas for the last couple of years and saw that Amazon was often out of stock, like right in the heat of Q4, and the price would double. I don't really do much buying and holding. Really, I just like to sell the stuff ASAP, if I can sell it ASAP, even if it's smaller margin. I think there was one time with Trader Joe's spices though that I had purchased a ton of them. I think I had purchased like 30 of them. I think it was like the ghost chilies or the South African spice. And if you look at the 𝗂𝗶𝗹 graph on the South African spice or ghost chilies, it sometimes even doubles or triples in price once the seasonality of it goes out of stock. I'm going to see if I can find those ASINs and put them in the chat. Yeah, here we go. I found it. This one and yeah, this one went all the way up to $30 in this year, actually. And it was up above 20 the last several years. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel as well. I'd rather do 15 profit now than 30 3 months from now. Yeah, I want to just keep that money moving as fast as possible, which is why to anyone else who is using the same prep center as you and I were using, I am so sorry. That sucks. They were taking 3 to 5 weeks to ship stuff. Josiah, she also said she was going to ship my stuff Friday, and it did not get shipped. So that's a bummer. It'll happen eventually. She's not trying to do anything wrong. She's just overwhelmed, super overwhelmed. Let's see if I can find the ASIN for ghost chilies. If anyone has a Trader Joe's in their area, these usually double in price very consistently every year, but it's like a 6-month hold at least. The peak this last year was around $30. The year before, $35. The year before, $20 to $30. $20 to $30 in 2019. And if you look at any one of these graphs, you see this is just like a cool thing to be able to recognize on 𝗂𝗶𝗹. I mean, it's kind of 𝗂𝗶𝗹 basics. But if you look at either one of those ASINs in the chat, you'll see that as the price goes up, it's in direct correlation to the new offer count going down. So in the top section of 𝗂𝗶𝗹, you'll see the price, and in the very bottom section, you'll see the new offer count. This is boring stuff for experienced people, but if you're new, like, it's very cool to see that the price does go up when the new offer count goes down. And the price goes up because there's hardly any in stock. Oh, so you see that she actually started a big shipment? That's progress. I don't think she's started mine yet. What's the next step if Amazon asks for a receipt in an eBay to Amazon flip? Basically, the best case scenario there is sometimes it just gets removed for whatever reason, but 90% of the time, you're just going to have to let that claim sit for 6 months and then it'll get removed. Basically, if you're doing enough volume on your account, you're more likely to be safe and have good account health. So focusing on doing volume of items that customers are going to be happy with is key when it comes to eBay to Amazon, because once you get the claims, there's not much that you can do about them. They usually don't get removed. But if you're doing volume, you can take a couple IP claims. So be very careful about what you send in if you're doing eBay to Amazon. But especially if you're doing used, there's a lot less IP claims that you get unless you literally send in an IP claim, private label type of item, or an item that the brand is on the listing, or an item where the Keep a Graph offer count is showing that lots of people are getting kicked off the listing quickly. And here's another tip from Josiah. You can also contact the brand owner listed in the complaint email. And sometimes they are going to work it out with them and it'll get removed. So that's definitely something you should try if that happens to you. No guarantees though. Let's see, look under list tab in Inventory Lab. Yep, she does not have one yet. Let's look under closed batches. I think I checked this earlier. Yeah, I'm seeing tons of shipments from the new prep center, but none from good old Erica. Emmanuel is saying, I think Amazon doesn't ask for receipts very often. And yes, that is 100% true. Amazon is a company that really wants to sell a lot of products and be involved in the sale of a lot of products. They don't want to deal with IP claims. They don't want to deal with counterfeit claims. They are wanting to make as much money off the sellers and the customers as they can. So basically, they're not trying to come out and get you, but it's also in their terms of service that you're supposed to have receipts. So if a brand or a customer reaches out to Amazon about it, they'll ask you for one. So most likely it's going to be hundreds, if not thousands of orders before any kind of claim gets to you. At least that's been my experience. I'm going to be headed off pretty soon, but if you guys have any last questions, feel free to ask. But about the receipts, it's a matter of you aren't going to get them very often. And especially if you're really careful about looking at the types of stuff that you're sending in, it's going to help a lot. Got to run. Happy 4th. Happy 4th of July, guys. And thanks for hanging out. This was fun. But yeah, Emmanuel, just be careful about sending in stuff that the brand is selling the item. That's just a bit more risky. But yeah, I'm going to call it for now and hope you guys have a good rest of the day. If you're not subscribed already, please do so. That helps me out a ton, and hope you have a great rest of the day. Oh, and there's one more question before we go. Last question is, how do you overcome order cancels? What you can do if you're really having a hard time with that is you can change your order quantity maximum. That way customers can only order a certain amount of your items. So it's not as detrimental to you. But for me, it hasn't been too big of a problem besides with one item. But like when the order's canceled, it just gets put right back into your inventory. So there's not a ton that you have to do. Yeah, gotta love returns and cancellations. My favorite. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Hope you have a great rest of the day and take care.